Just a few final words to reflect on some of the topics Pablo has so rigorously covered today. Our function in Attract Phase 1 was to study all of the proposals, look at the projects, and in the spirit of being good researchers and good scientists, try and figure out what we could learn from that process. And to give you a brief overview, the 170 projects that were funded in Phase 1 fell into three main categories. Medical, healthcare, medical imaging, detection, diagnostics, etc. Industrial applications across a wide range of industries such as energy or agriculture, manufacturing. And then about a third of the applications fell into this category. Would say it was still within the realm of scientific instrumentation with no specific downstream target market. And so this is fine. The question is, what can we learn from this? Going into Phase 2, what are some of the insights that we can take from it? And and then how can this information be useful to you as you're formulating your application? And I think the main message is what Pablo had emphasized. They're looking for higher TRLs or project proposals that will move your technology, your ideas from one state to another. And that means not only is the technology more developed, but the business aspects of it are also more developed through time as well. So what we did find is a lot of the projects were relatively distant to a downstream market, target market, or any final type of product. And so they would describe, very general, oh, this could be used here, this could be used here, this could be used here, without really doing the hard and difficult thinking about, will anybody ever eventually pay for this? Is this a solution looking for a problem? And I think that's something really important to emphasize in your project applications. Not that you have to have the answers, but rather that you're cognizant of that this is an issue and you have a well-described process for how you're going to advance on those particular topics. So as Pablo mentioned, if you say, oh, we're going to start a company, it probably means you have no insight as to what that actually means. And it's really important that you not only is this reflected in the proposals, but in your consortiums, you actually do this deep thinking as to how you're going to advance this proof of concept, a minimal viable prototype to something that's far closer to a downstream marketable product that someone's going to actually pay you for. Once again, we're not looking for all of the answers up front, but we're looking for proposals or at Attract, not we, but the committee who evaluates it are looking for proposals that reflect insight into these processes. Well, how can you do that? Well, first of all, you can, once again, in your consortia, have members that are knowledgeable about how to sell products and services to your target market. That's one way. Have members or other people that have more experience in commercialization, more experience in business development, not at the expense of the deep technical knowledge that you also want to develop. Okay. Yeah, and those are the main sort of takeaways I would sort of offer you. I think what we're excited about Phase 2 is that we're really, really, really excited to see these projects as they phase up into more mature organizations. And some things we hope to learn. Attract is an experiment in many levels. It's a very novel policy experiment. And so we're learning too, and this is really a fantastic opportunity for us. But some things we'd like to learn more about are, how is the entrepreneurial process different across disciplines? So if we think about, are there substantial differences for technologies coming out of high energy physics versus astronomy versus life sciences? how is the size or the nature of the research infrastructure where these technologies are coming, how does that determine to the ideas that are coming through the Attract ecosystem? Do funding models within the system have any effect on the outcomes? And moreover, what's also really interesting for us is how different scientific disciplines and research infrastructures, their natural proximity to business world, how does that affect things? So you may have theoretical physics is fairly distant to physics, whereas research in cell biology and pharma is by definition far closer to the business world. And so we would expect to see some pretty interesting and substantial differences there. So we're very excited. Thank you for connecting with us and asking all of your excellent questions. As Pablo mentioned, we are here to assist you. If you do have any focused questions in the application formulation and submission process. And thank you for joining us, and we look very, very forward to seeing your submissions. Thank you for today.